Welcome to another episode of Not That Hard to Homeschool, the podcast for real people so that you can confidently, and yes, even contentedly provide the high school education that is best for your teens and your family. I'm your host, Lisa Nehring from NotThatHardToHomeschool.com.
Self-paced, no prep for you. It's the homeschool math curriculum I wish I'd started with sooner. Try it free today. Just head to ctcmath.com. That's ctcmath.com. You're going to breathe easier.
This is Lisa Nehring with It's Not That Hard to Homeschool. We believe that every parent can competently, confidently, and even contentedly educate their children. Today's podcast episode is titled, When You Don't Know What's Next, Preparing Your High Schooler for the Next Season. Where are you moving to? That's the question I've been asked more than any other since we put our house on the market. And you know what? I actually don't have an answer. If you're a parent of a high schooler nearing graduation, you've probably been asked a similar question over and over. What's next? What is your high schooler going to do after high school? And let's be honest, sometimes our teen doesn't know, and neither do you. But here's the thing. Not knowing the exact destination doesn't mean you can't prepare for the journey. Now, we've lived in our home for 22 years, raised 5 kids here, 10 acres, rolling hills, plenty of room for homeschooling and freedom. It was a wonderful season. But our kids have graduated, launched, and are building their own lives. Meanwhile, we're in a house that's just too big for the season we're currently in, and it's time for a change. High school graduation works the same way. Your student may not know exactly what comes next, college, trades, entrepreneurship, something else, but the one thing we can both be assured of is that the season is changing, and that means preparation matters more than prediction. When we got ready to sell our house, we didn't just put the sign out in the yard. We decluttered, we repaired, painted, staged, hired the right help. We prepared the house so that it was ready when the right buyer came along. That preparation made all the difference. And the same is true for our kids. Even if they don't know what's next, we can help them prepare so that when the opportunity shows up, they're ready to walk into it. And speaking of preparation, I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, CTC Math. If there's one subject that causes stress for both parents and students, it's probably math, but it doesn't have to be that way. CTC Math offers short, easy to understand video lessons, interactive questions, and self-paced learning that fits perfectly into the homeschool routine. It's great for students who struggle and need more practice, and it's equally great for advanced learners who want to move ahead quickly. One subscription covers your whole family, which makes it super affordable too. You can check out a free trial at ctcmath.com. Now, high school isn't just about checking off boxes on a transcript. It's about preparing students for life. I like to think of parents as their teen's project manager. And here's the important distinction. Being a project manager is different from being a taskmaster. A taskmaster makes sure today's math lessons gets done or tomorrow's essay is turned in. That's the important in the short term, but it's not the whole picture. A project manager, on the other hand, keeps the big picture in mind, graduating a student who is ready for the next season. A project manager organizes all the moving parts, academics, experiences, life skills, planning for what's next, so that everything works together towards the end goal. And when you step back and manage high school like a project instead of just chasing tasks, suddenly it actually feels less overwhelming. It becomes not that hard. You can break the big goal into smaller, manageable steps, and you start to see that high school really is quite literally, like I just said, not that hard. So let's break down the big picture into smaller steps. I like to think in terms of 4 categories of skills every student needs: core academic foundations, tech and digital skills, financial and career readiness, and social and emotional intelligence. So let's talk about core academics first, because this is what everybody thinks about when they're thinking about high school. You've heard of the 4 C's probably: communication, critical thinking, collaboration, and creativity. I think these are an important core foundation for academic tasks. So communication includes things like writing, public speaking, digital literacy. Critical thinking, things like logic, analysis, problem solving. Pattern recognition, very important to critical thinking. Collaboration, how well does our kiddo work in a group? Can they manage a group project? Can they manage others? Can they be a good follower? This includes labs and, of course, discussions. And then creativity, projects, presentations, and design work. Now, this can be like, you're giving a project, a presentation, or you're talking about a PowerPoint. Design is everywhere in our very visual age right now. That segues really well into tech and digital skills. Does your kiddo have technological fluency? Do they understand some basic AI tools, some coding possibly, and productivity software? How about data and information? Do they understand digital safety, statistics, and research? Do they know how to store and retrieve their information? And then media literacy, understanding sources, bias, digital footprints, and digital safety again. Financial and career readiness. This includes financial literacy, budgeting, investing, entrepreneurship basics, as well as career skills like resumes, interviewing, internships, and certifications. And let's not forget about professionalism, which includes time management, responsibility, and adaptability. And then the fourth academic skill, big picture, is social and emotional intelligence, including emotional self-regulation, including stress management, resiliency, and grit, cultural literacy like global awareness, civics, and languages, and then leadership, including mentoring, service projects, and student organizations. Now, what I just mentioned, these aren't just boxes to check. They're the foundation for success and whatever comes after high school. I think that there's really three pathways our kids can take in high school, and it can play out in coursework, right? So trades and tech, where the focus is on certifications, hands-on skills, apprenticeships, and they would take classes like applied math, physical science, shop and tech classes. The skills that they're going to be learning are problem solving, teamwork, and tool and tech efficiency. Or a college prep transcript, where the focus is on the academic foundation for the complete 4 years. And courses are going to include things like Algebra 1 and 2, geometry, biology, chemistry, literature, history, foreign language. They're going to work on skills like critical thinking, research, communication, and time management. And then there's an honors and dual degree track. This is going to focus on advanced academics and early college credits with courses like AP, dual enrollment in English, history, STEM languages, with skills focused on academic writing, independent learning, and advanced reasoning. The fourth type of transcript is an entrepreneurial transcript where the focus is on innovation, business creation, and leadership. And courses are going to focus on things like economics, business, marketing, communications, and tech electives. The skills we want to develop for this transcript are creativity, pitching ideas, financial literacy, adaptability, sales, and closing the sale. Now, every student's pathway is going to look different, but the principle is the same: preparation over prediction. Now, I know that one of the biggest fears for parents as their kids head into high school is, what if I mess up the transcript? And that's why we offer Taming the Transcript. It is a straightforward, parent-friendly guide to creating a professional transcript that colleges, employers, and scholarship committees respect. It takes the mystery out of formatting and documenting high school, and it gives you the confidence that you're doing it right. You can find it at the store at notthathardtohomeschool.com. So here's the encouragement. Even if your teen doesn't know what's next, you can still help them prepare. Just like we prepared our house for its next season and the next owners, you can prepare your student for theirs. Start small, break it down, focus on the skills that matter. High school doesn't have to feel overwhelming for you or for your teen. And if you want a simple place to begin, grab our best-selling homeschool transcript template. It pairs perfectly with Taming the Transcript to give both the knowledge and the tool to document high school with confidence. Because even if your teen doesn't know what's next, you can still prepare them to be ready when the season changes. Again, this has been Lisa Nehring with It's Not That Hard to Homeschool. We believe that every parent can confidently, competently, and even contentedly educate their children. Till next time.
You've been listening to the It's Not That Hard to Homeschool podcast featuring Lisa Nehring. Join us online at notthathardtohomeschool.com.